Wow, what an amazing welcome. Well, we're going to kick off straight away today. I'd like to know a little bit about you, so we're going to start off with a little survey this afternoon. Now, by a round of applause, who here has ever been to Canada? Wow, okay, a bunch of you. Amazing. Alright, now, who's been to the Caribbean? Okay, again, a number of you, that's excellent. Alright, who's been way up here to Alaska? Anyone been to Alaska? Okay, again, a good bunch of you. Alright, again, by a round of applause, who's been to Europe? Anyone been over to the pond, been over to Europe? A few less of you, okay. What about even further afield? Who's got all the way over here to Asia, the Far East? Anyone at all? Okay, a couple of you, not so many now. What about down here to Oceania, to Australia and New Zealand? Anyone at all? Okay, less and less. Alright, and what about all the way down to Antarctica? Nope. Okay, no penguins with us today then. Now, how would you like to visit all of those places? By a round of applause, who'd like to visit all of those places? Right, I thought you would. Now, how would you like to visit all of those places and get paid for it? Okay, right, I thought so. Well, that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. My name's Tim Foley, and I'm here to talk to you about my experiences working on cruise ships, and to talk to you about grabbing opportunities when they present themselves to you and just running with them and seeing where they take you. Now, you might have noticed I've got a bit of a funny accent. That's right, I'm not from Australia, which many people often think, and nor am I going to don a green lizard suit and try and save you money on your car insurance. But I am from England, and my journey, my adventure, started way back here in England around 4 years ago. I was in a situation which many of you are going to find yourselves in. I just finished university, and I did what everybody does when they finish university and don't really know what to do next. I went home. And I started my own photography business. I'd studied photography, and I became a freelance, self-employed photographer. Now, that was bringing in a couple of days' work a week, so I needed to supplement my income, so I also worked as a bartender. Now, I was a little bit disappointed with how things were going, and I felt a little bit restless, so I was making sure that I was still doing lots of networking, talking to lots of people, and seeing if there are any other opportunities for me out there, which I would really urge you to do. Start that now, and you can continue that all through your life. You never know what's going to pop up. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he had a friend who works in Miami. Now, I'm a small town boy, I come from a small town in England, and to me Miami was completely alien, an amazing place, and I don't think I'd ever get a chance to get there. However, he suggested that I email this chap because he was recruiting for art sales jobs on board cruise lines. So I sent him my resume, and then during a shift at my bar, I actually was on a break and arranged a time to call him, so I called this guy in Miami. And he said to me, well, you know what, Tim, I've got 30 resumes in front of me. Mike says you'll be good at the job, so how about it? It's good enough for me, which completely bowled me over. So I said, well, sure, I'm interested. Why not? I'm up for an adventure. And he said, well, when could you be here? And this was on a Thursday evening. So I said, well, how about Monday? So he said, okay, and he organised my flights for me, and that was that. I went back into my bar, I spoke to my boss. He knew that I was fairly restless at the time, but nobody believed that I was going to go off to Miami the next week, but I did. Now, that was 4 years ago, and over the past 4 years, I've travelled all around the world. I've worked as an art salesman. I've also worked with promoting retailers in some of these really exciting destinations down in the Caribbean, up in Alaska, across Europe. So I had an amazing opportunity presented to me, and I grabbed it with both hands and I ran with it. And 4 years later, here I am living in the States. Now, cruise ships aren't for everybody. You may feel a little bit worried about leaving your friends and family, but the second that you step onto a cruise line, you immediately have an entire new family. You'll meet, on average, on each cruise line, up to 60 different nationalities work on the cruise ships. And I now have friends all across the world. It really challenges you to come out of yourself, to challenge your preconceptions, and to learn other people's cultures and immerse yourself in different ways of life. It's an incredible chance to do that. Now, perhaps sales wouldn't be for you, so there's lots of other opportunities. You can be a bartender, you can be a waiter, you could work in the salon, you could be a masseuse, you could be a fitness director, you could be a hairdresser, you could work as galley staff, you could work in the kitchens, you could be a chef, you could work in the back office, you could work in finance, you could be a concierge. Working on a cruise ship is very much like living in a small town, and all of those things, all of those jobs, the little opportunities you might have in your hometown could also be the start of a career on board a cruise ship. And who knows, maybe one day you could be the captain. Now those guys have a really good life. So that's what I've kind of talked to you about today. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my experiences. I have travelled the world, I've had an amazing opportunity presented to me, and I grabbed it with both hands. Now when you all leave high school or you leave college, you're going to be presented with many, many different opportunities. Some will be right for you, some won't. What I want you to do though is just think about it and really assess the risks to yourself and run with anything that really feels right, because you never know where you might end up. Because it took a small town English boy, one phone call, to then travel all around the world and eventually end up here in Perry Hall High School speaking to you wonderful people today. So chase your dreams, folks, enjoy your lives and take any opportunities that are presented to you. Make sure you're always networking, keep talking to people, and you never know where you might end up. So thank you for listening, and I'll be available for any questions afterwards. If you'd like to come and talk to me, I'll be right here. So good luck and thank you very much.